Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out in Prosper, Texas. As always, please make sure you're hitting the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. We've seen the channel grow so much in the last week or two, and I really appreciate those that take the time to press the thumbs up or like button because it is such an easy task, but it is so impactful for this channel's growth. Also, follow me on Instagram at Grow Folds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants that you're seeing during my plant shopping videos. Actually, you can see right here, it is a beautiful morning out at the Prosper, Texas Lowe's. You can see that we're going to go through the garden center, and I've been going through the outdoor section because I want to see if we actually have some plants that are available here for purchase that you can grow into indoor plants. But before we do that, I did want to go ahead and invite you to watch the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast YouTube channel with Janae Simone, myself, and Steven of I Live Plants. It is a plant podcast show that we have created, and every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, USA time, we do have a plant podcast premiere. We are now on season 2. Super excited to share with you our really interesting plant topics and just all the hard work we put in. So we would love for you to go ahead and go to the Cultivation Corner YouTube channel. Please do a search, and we also have some merch.
Y'all see the shirts that we're rocking? I mean, isn't this fly? This is fly. See, this could be in your closet. You know what I'm saying? We are selling these limited edition Cultivation Corner sweatshirts right now.
Season 2?
That's right.
Season 2.
Season 2. Listen, if you want one, you better get up on it because, like I said, they're limited. So
send us a DM in the Cultivation Corner Instagram so we can go ahead and get that custom sizing.
That's right.
You could be like us.
That's right. You don't want FOMO on this one, you guys. You need this is what couture.
Cultivation Couture.
Cultivation Couture.
And we're going to take a look at some of the outdoor gardening plants, the garden center out in Lowe's, and see if we can go do some shopping here. I love doing gardening, so I will actually be showing you some of my outdoor garden plants. I recently started my vegetable garden, and I will show you some of my Japanese maple and maple collection. But as you can see right over here, we already have some of these alocasias, and you can see right from the get-go, these are from Costa Farms. This is the Tropic Escape by Costa Farms. This is for $6.98. This is an alocasia of some sort. That is a really good price for an alocasia, and that's the thing about Costa Farms. They also have some tropical outdoor gardening garden plants, I guess. And then you can see right over here, last year I ended up purchasing this. I ended up leaving this outside and didn't bring it inside, so it ended up freezing to death. But this one right here is another type of alocasia that we have that has been provided by Costa Farms. So Costa Farms is pretty much everywhere. If you go plant shopping at Lowe's, you will find Costa Farms plants. And then we're just going to slowly pick around here and take a look at this. Do you see what I see? I know you see what I see, plant foldies. That is some type of variegation on this alocasia. So I was just talking about how as many big box or plant shopping videos I do, I have not run into any sport variegated plants. Well, today might be my lucky day to find a sport variegated plant at a big box store while going shopping. So let me go ahead and pull this alocasia out right over here. I mean, look at that. Let's see if it's actually just one leaf or if it's multiple leaves. And I can even just see from the get-go, again, this is only $6.98. And this is really exciting, super exciting. And you can see right over here, yup, every single leaf of this alocasia is variegated, and you can see that that one particular leaf right there has a lot of variegation. And then this is the newest leaf right over here. That is definitely going to be a plant that I am going to be buying today. This is a need. I need this today. plant foldies, and for those that are just discovering the channel, would you buy this sport variegated alocasia for only $7? I mean, $6.98. So only $6.98, right underneath $7. You can see that variegation is gorgeous. And I'm gonna go see if this actual variegation is gonna be stable. So I am gonna go ahead and buy this plant. I am debating on whether I should plant this in lechuza pond and grow it in a semi-hydro substrate, or should I plant it in straight substrate of soil. I am actually using the Classy Rabbit soil. Go to the classyrabbit.com for that amazing super chunky soil that you can use on a lot of your aeroids. But as you can see right here, we are looking at a sport variegated alocasia, or a variegated alocasia that I found at a big box store while shopping for only $6.98. $6.98. And now, plant foldies, we have entered the big box store Lowe's in Prosper, Texas, and we're going to be looking at the indoor tropical section. I already know that this is where the majority of you guys want to go see, is all of these indoor tropical plants, and I have been featuring a lot of the live trends plants. So this one is an Alocasia cuprea in a self-watering planter. It's a new beautiful spring themed planter. Love the dark foliage of the Alocasia cuprea. It is considered a jewel orchid. Now, as far as the Alocasia cuprea, I am curious to see if anybody actually grows an Alocasia cuprea. I have one that I actually converted into semi-hydroponic substrate called lechuza pond, and it is doing fairly well for me. I wouldn't say it's pushed out nearly as much growth, but then again, I have not put in a lot of effort to, really taking care of the plant. And what I mean by that is I have just left it alone under a grow light in the self-watering planter that I put it in, and it's doing fine. Hopefully it will actually push out more growth, because I want to see more growth from my Alocasia cuprea. It's got some beautiful dark foliage, and I'm going to feature a little bit more, or at least take a little bit more time to show you these live trends plants. Again, with live trends plants are really interesting because they have such beautiful planters. I've said this in all of my videos, but live trends continues to elevate their plant styling opportunities to where we can just see really sleek, modern planters. I really like that. And when you think about collecting plants, I know that we can buy a lot of plants, but I do believe that the container or the planter that they're put in also impacts the overall aesthetic of the plant and the beauty of the plant. Live trends plants actually give me the aesthetic that I am looking for, which is modern and also very simplistic. Now, they do have a little bit more of a pattern for this one. For instance, this is a Pachira aquatica, or what you call the money tree plant. That's an easy to care for plant, one that I would still recommend for any beginner. A lot of people will say that the Pachira aquatica is actually a plant that is thought to bring good luck. It is one of those feng shui type plants, and Live Trends has it available. I need to go ahead and get just a solid green one because it is a classic plant. And so I'm going to walk around and just keep picking up some plants here. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the Live Trends plants. I really like the look of this calathea as well. Look at how beautiful the leaves are, and I absolutely love the modern looking planter that Live Trends used for this particular plant. Now these planters by Live Trends are what you call catch pots. So they actually have a nursery grower's pot, but then the planter that is holding it is called a catch pot, and it doesn't have any drainage holes. You can see over here they also have a beautiful bird's nest fern. I love the lighter green tone of the bird's nest fern. Those are actually easy to care for plants. And then we're gonna go pan over here, and I'm gonna show you this gorgeous Alocasia poly. I believe this is a poly, beautiful plant. And if you look closely at the plant here, it has several little babies that have already grown from the corms of the Alocasia. I love the dark foliage underneath. There's just several layers of leaf interest when it comes to Alocasia, and that's the reason why I do believe a lot of people are into Alocasia. Now, if you're going to look for the trending or more popular plant, I would say it is the variegated Alocasia. I just recently got back from PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida, and it was a beautiful plant show. Kudos to all the vendors that came out. Thank you for all the kindness that the vendors gave me. And if you haven't already, please make sure you are watching the PlantCon 2025 Orlando coverage. I have so many videos, hours and hours of videos that I wanted to show you, because I wanted to go ahead and highlight a lot of the Florida-based vendors and all of the vendors that just participated in PlantCon. Really love that. I am excited to be going to PlantCon Houston, as well as PlantCon Dallas and PlantCon New York. So stay tuned for that content. If you haven't already, please make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel with all the notification bell on. So when you hit subscribe, it is going to default to personalized notifications. You need to go back to double check and say all notifications. So whenever I upload a video, you will be notified, and you can hit the notifications bell on when the video starts. I have been on a roll about being able to upload a video at least 24 hours in advance before the actual video premieres. So you actually can jump into that scheduled video and start chatting away. You don't have to wait until the live premiere happens at 7. Some people are actually joining at 6:30 or even as early as 6 to start chatting with the plant foldies. But as you can see right here, I have pulled up some more beautiful calathea. So we have a calathea white fusion and a calathea stella. So I am just noticing that these gorgeous plants, and as much as I want to grow them in my plant collection, I just can't, because their care is a little bit more finicky. They need higher humidity levels, bright indirect light. Water needs to not be really the hard water or tap water. You want to use distilled water. And they're just a little bit more of a finicky plant for me. If I were to grow, say, this beautiful calathea white fusion, I would try to grow this in semi-hydroponic substrate, specifically lechuza pond. But you can see this beautiful white fusion has so many plants. Like, I am almost 90% tempted to just buy this plant because it has so many plants. And that's the thing about going plant shopping at a big box store or any store. If you see a plant as thick and full and lush as this, you know you're going to be getting the best value. You know you're going to be saving money. You know that you're going to be managing your finances a little bit more responsibly, because if you're already going to spend some money on a plant, why not get a plant that has like 6 or 7 plants in it? That particular calathea has it. And so I'm just going to show you what they look like side by side. Let me know in the comment section what you think, but I believe that these are beautiful plants. I just can't grow them in my plant collection. And I hope you guys love my upbeat song. This is called You're on the Beat. This is called You're on the Beat by DJBangBeats.com. That is from my friend Derek. He's the one who created this track, and I'm thankful that I'm able to use this track. This is the official plant foldy dance song. I will be showing you the dance steps for this particular beat. So I have been including this in a lot of my videos because I kind of want to have a little bit more brand recognition. So know that that is a plant foldy song, and I hope to debut that dance for y'all to learn. It's going to be super simple. You already know that if you're going to be watching my PlantCon videos, or if you meet me in person at, say, a plant show, it is all about good vibes. We want to have a positive space, a safe space where we can all just celebrate plants, interact with each other, but always interact in a way where we are supportive, we are cheerleaders, and we are positive. So that is the song called You're on the Beat by djbangbeats.com. And I'm just going to keep picking up all of these plants right over here as well. So it looks like Costa Farms has released a bunch of bonsai again. So for those that don't know what bonsai are, it's basically the art of growing a plant that in a shallow container, and it is to mimic a miniature tree in nature. And I love that so much. And that's another thing that I will be placing as far as content is that. And then we're going to be looking at these again. So these are new planters by Live Trends Plants. You can see that this is another type of succulent plant. And I do love that like pastel green gradation of color for this particular planter. Like I said again, when you look at Live Trends Plants, their planters are just very meticulously designed. I'm sure that there was a lot of thought process into it, whether it's the clean lines, whether it's the subtlety in the glazes, whether it's the shape of the plant, the shape of the planter, and it's just very beautiful, and I really appreciate that art. And then over here we have what you call the lucky bamboo, but to let you know, this is actually not legitimate bamboo. It is actually known as the Dracaena sandriana. So Dracaena sandriana, it's a little bit more of a thirsty Dracaena. I often mention that Dracaenas are easy to care for plant, but the Dracaena sandriana, you're going to have to water it a little bit more consistently. And then I'm just going to pick up these beautiful shapes of planters, this beautiful shape planter that is by Live Trends, and just showing you all the different types of sansevieria and succulent or cactus that they actually offer by Live Trends Plants. And looking at plants, going plant shopping at a big box store, I have to just say it puts me in such a good mood. It puts me with only good vibes only. Let me know in the comment section if you agree by just like looking and watching me pick up these plants, if that brings you joy. I know it definitely brings me joy when I take the time to just film plants for about an hour at a big box store. This is really part of my routine. And I just want to go ahead and highlight a lot of these plants. I mean, look at how cute those little bird planters are by Live Trends. Let me know if you've actually bought a lot of Live Trends plants. I know I have. I am all about supporting any businesses that sell plants, whether it is a big box store that has plants from Costa Farms, Live Trends, and Urban Jungle Plants, or a lot of our local businesses and small businesses. If you are going to be in the DFW market or the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is where I am based at, I would definitely recommend going to a lot of the nurseries we have here. I actually have a playlist dedicated to all the local Dallas nurseries. Please watch those videos, especially if you're new to the channel. And if you are going to a plant shop, I would highly recommend shopping Peta's Planters. It is my favorite plant shop in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And just to announce, we are, as Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast, we are going to be doing monthly live selling for Peta's Planters. I think it's going to be on Tuesdays, so just wait for the full announcement on Peta's Planters Instagram page. Definitely check that out, and definitely check out all of these gorgeous hanging basket ceramic planters that Live Trends has. I love how it's got a little cute little marshmallow person on it. This one is called a silver band marantha, beautiful marantha as well. This is another plant that has very similar care requirements when it comes to calatheas and those types of prayer type plants. So just make sure you give it that bright indirect light. Now, as far as a classic plant, an easy to care for plant, for $16.98, we've got a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. I love the Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil in the fact that it is just a consistent grower. It's not the fastest growing plant. It's a moderate growing plant. It just needs bright indirect light, water when the soil is completely dry, and that is it. It is one that if you grow it up a totem pole or a moss pole, it'll get large leaves, or you can just let it be a trailing hanging plant. And then you can see right here, Live Trends has another new planter, a hanging ceramic planter. So it's mixing woven material with a ceramic planter. Love that as well for this red marantha. And you can see that it's got that pastel colors, a lot of those Easter colors right there. I love the pinks. I love the pastel. It is very much so seasonally relevant. And that's what I love about Live Trends plants. You can see that I have been featuring a lot of Live Trends plants at the very front of the video today, but have no fear. We have some other plants to take a look at, especially Costa Farms plants. But right now we are going to be featuring these gorgeous Live Trends plant designs. You can see this is a beautiful green marantha. I mean, this one is, I'm just so tempted to buy it, but I just know that it's going to be challenging for me to grow long term. I've already sent one to Plant Heaven. The good thing about these marantha is they are pet friendly. So if you have a dog, a cat, any types of furry friends, these are plants that you can have around them, and they are non-toxic, so they will actually be pet friendly. And so I'm just going to keep picking up some more plants and showing you what they have over here. I will show you that Costa Farms has a bunch of bonsai. These ones are for $12.98. This is a ficus ginseng, and they are super cute as well. Like with all ficus, please give them a lot of bright light if you want them to thrive in your care. And all of the bonsai that Costa Farms has are super cute. They're priced effectively as well. So if you want a bonsai, you can get one of those. They have different types. And then over here is the most underrated, and I say this, underrated, overlooked Anthurium. This is a blooming Anthurium right here. I love that this is the classic red one that everybody sees all over. You know, it's funny how The genus Anthurium is a very popular trending plant right now. Anthurium crosses, Anthurium crystallinums, Anthurium magnificums, Anthurium dock block Michelle. We just have all of those velvety textured Anthuriums, but whenever it comes down to this, most people won't even really consider this the type of Anthurium that they want to add to their collection. But this one is such a consistent and easy grower, and who does not like bright flowers, bright blooms? I love it so much, and there's so many different colors now. Now this one right here by Costa Farms is one that is classic. It is just a red one, but if you're going to look for one, they have many different colors. I love the one that has like the black blooms, and my favorite Anthurium, my blooming Anthurium, would be called the Anthurium shibori. Now on Etsy, if you type in Anthurium shibori, there is a specific grower in Hawaii that sells them. Now I don't have $195 to buy that plant, which would be about this size, but it's got such a beautiful variegated pink and white variegation on the bloom, and that's really what I want. And I mentioned how like I am really all about the easy care and simple plants, but when it comes down to certain plants with variegation, I'm willing to pay a premium for it, and it's because I am really trying to curate my plants for certain plants. If you go to a big box store, what I'm trying to say is if you go to a big box store, there are so many options, right? You can go plant shopping. I literally am plant shopping every day. I'm literally adding plants, a lot of plants on such a rapid pace, but you have to think about how many plants can you really sustainably grow? How much time do you have that you can invest in to water the plants, to ensure that there are no plant pests, to clean the leaves, which is one of my favorite plant tasks to do, and then just to have the time and space to admire the plants, to practice mindfulness and really enjoy your hard work. I asked that question, and I really want everybody to contemplate that as I continue to do big box or plant shopping videos, because plant burnout is real, and oftentimes plant burnout is caused by overconsumption, overbuying plants. So let me know in the comment section what you think about that, and let me know what you think about this Chinese elm. I do like the shape of this particular Chinese elm bonsai by Costa Farms. Now that one is also for $30, and if you think about bonsai are actually a lot more expensive than $30. I mean, this one is super cute right here. For instance, this is a ginseng bonsai. This is a ginseng ficus bonsai, and this is one that you definitely have to give it a lot of light. If you don't, ficus plants will typically drop their leaves, especially these types of ficus. So growing this under a grow light, a south-facing window, or a west-facing window would probably be best, because that's the most intense and most light you can give that particular plant. But you can see right here, beautiful caudex, which is also known as the trunk. And Costa Farms, they've delved into even the art of bonsai. The only critique I would put for the planters is I wish they would have more modern, simple, shallow pots for the bonsai, but otherwise I'm just happy that they have at least that material available to where you can actually repot it into a legitimate shallow bonsai pot. And now I'm going to be picking up a bunch of these like Costa Farms exotic angels. This one's the pink angel Fittonia, beautiful plant. This is also known as the nerve plant, and you can see the pink veining is beautiful. This one is for $5.98 in Exotic Angels by Costa Farms. There's so many indoor tropical plants that you can choose from. And so I'm going to pan away here and just show you how full this Lowe's is. And now we're going to be looking at all of the gorgeous Costa Farms exotic angel plants. This one right here is for $5.98. This is the Janet Craig Compacta, one of the most underrated plants as well, but it is one of the easiest plants to take care of. I love the fact that it is just a nice deep green, and it is low light tolerant, drought tolerant. If you don't have one of these in your plant collection, I would definitely do that and add it to your collection. And then here is a Hydra Helix, or the correct way to say it is Hedera Helix, the English ivy. This one is the Florida ivy right over here. I love the leaf shape of it. It's a very sharp point to it. And then we have another Janet Craig Compacta. Now this one is in a 5-inch planter for $5.98. It's an exotic angel plant by Costa Farms. And like I said, again, as far as Costa Farms, they are the leading nursery in terms of just big box store plants. I would say Costa Farms alongside with Proven Winners Leaf Joy series. But either way, you know, seeing Costa Farms plants, seeing a lot of these plants available at big box stores makes plant shopping, or just shopping in general, exciting, because then you can find cool plants like this. This is another Hydra Helix. This one is the King's Choice Ivy, and I love the look of the King's Choice Ivy because the leaves are really small and tiny, and it's very much of a compact grower. Now, for those that are not doing the Hydra Helix Challenge 2025, definitely participate on it. It was actually created by a bunch of our plant foldies in a live premiere chat, and that's the reason why I think if you are a new viewer, plan on trying to jump into a live premiere chat. You can actually jump in using your phone if you have the YouTube app, or if you have a computer or a laptop or an iPad. That's one way to jump into the chats. So that way you can actually talk to your fellow plant foldie community. And I did want to shout out the plant foldies that encourage everybody to not only chat on the live premiere chats, but also to hit the thumbs up or like button for this video. I know that I repeat myself a lot during these plant shopping videos, but if you get a chance and you at least want to validate and reward my efforts to provide daily 1-hour plant shopping videos that pretty much take me a good 4 to 5 hours to produce, just press the thumbs up button. That really helps out the video. It helps push this out to more plant lovers like yourself. I am curious too. I would love for all of the plant foldies, not in the live premiere chats, but in the comments section when you get a chance, to comment how you found the Grow Folds plant shopping YouTube channel. Please leave your story in the comment section. I would just really like to know how you discovered my channel and how you became a plant foldie. I would really love to get that engagement from you guys. It'd be really interesting, and even letting us know where you are based at if you are comfortable. Now, as far as all of the other plants right over here, you can see we've got a Moon Valley Chiflera plant, beautiful one. This one is an umbrella plant that tends to be a little bit more compact. And then you can see right over here another one of my favorite Syngoniums. This one is a Syngonium Maria for $5.98. I love the dark foliage of the Syngonium Maria. Now, to get that dark foliage, as I've said in a lot of my videos, light is really the key for it. If you give it a lot of bright indirect light, it's going to have a darker chocolate color to it. So I would recommend making sure you give it bright indirect light. Syngoniums are very thirsty plants, so don't let their soil dry out completely for too long. As soon as the soil dries out, go ahead and water it. And so I'm just going to keep walking around here and showing you some more of the plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and let me know how you've actually saved money shopping for plants. You know, a couple of suggestions I would tell y'all is to look for sales. If they have some type of coupon, to do that. Download the big box store apps. You know, I know that Lowe's has a shopping app. I know Walmart has a shopping app, as well as Target, maybe Home Depot as well. And I think that's how you can accumulate some of their loyalty program points to save some money on the plants. Another thing I did want to mention is if you do have a plant, you can also save your receipt. And if you save your receipt, I believe you have about 60 to 90 days to do a return or exchange. So if for some reason you're not not satisfied with your plant, you can always return it. I would just say hold on to your physical receipt. But anyways, I am just going to keep pulling up some plants like this one. This is another beautiful spider bonnie plant, and to the plant foldie that found a spider bonnie plant, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing your comments, and that's why I love this community. You guys are just so cool in the sense that you guys actually take the time to just engage with me and talk about some of your plant finds. Now with that bonnie spider plant, what I love about it is you can easily propagate it because there are so many little babies that it pushes out. And then as far as like the Hoyas right over here, Costa Farms is producing some more Hoyas. I would love to see more. But what I love about Costa Farms right now is they are pushing out some more uncommon plants like this Epipremnum pinnatum, skeleton keys, in a 6-inch hanging basket, and I ended up buying this plant. I love Epipremnum pinnatum because they are endemic and native to my family's home country, which is the Philippines, and you already know I love to slip that in. I am a proud Filipino American. If you are Filipino American or Filipino, mabuhay, and kababayans, please say kamusta. I would love to connect with you guys. You can even leave comments in Tagalog, which is the national language of the Philippines. Now, as far as all of these self-watering planters, again, this one is for $15.98 by Costa Farms. You can see that they have a new self-watering planter design. Love that. It has like that braided pattern. And as far as going shopping, plant shopping and just shopping in general, I am going to go ahead and try to get you guys some plant hauls where I do some reviews of some of the plants I have acquired from these big box store plant shopping videos. So stay tuned for that. As far as all of these plants here, you can see that these are some more Philodendron Pink Princess from Costa Farms, and I'm just going to go ahead and pan around here and keep showing you some plants. Alrighty, so as far as all of these urban jungle plants, we're looking at these right now. I love these planters. They are fun. I wouldn't necessarily add them into my plant collection because I like more simplistic, modern vibes in terms of the planters, but this one is a nice one that I always see pretty much every day. These are for $13.98. That was a ZZ plant, and then we have a philodendron moonlight right over here. This one is a little bit darker green, so this one would just need a little bit more bright indirect light. If you want to lighten the leaves up a little bit, it's going to be a little bit more yellowish tone to it. And as far as neon colored plants, just like the dark foliage plants, you have to give them more light in order for them to really have that best coloration. It's the same thing with my favorite genus of plants, which is Aglaonema. Lighting is really key, and when it comes down to certain plants, sometimes variegation is impacted by lighting, but sometimes it's the initial genetics. For the majority of these yellowish neon colored plants, whether it's the neon pothos, philodendron moonlight, philodendron lemon lime, all of those limey neon colored plants need bright indirect light. And can I talk about how beautiful this terracotta planter is by Urban Jungle? So Urban Jungle has a lot of like boho fun feels for their planters, but what I also love is that they have some more simplistic modern planters like this. I love the fact that they're using half glaze and then half terracotta. I am really into terracotta, and so a couple of plant updates for me. All of my plant haul is going to be potted up in terracotta planters. I ended up going shopping, plant shopping at Walmart, getting my plant supplies at Walmart, and one of the plant supplies I bought were a bunch of those modern terracotta planters, and when you pot them up, it really does give a clean look. So that's just a couple of updates on my plant collection. And then as far as what spring is coming around, I am just really happy that I will be able to do even more big box or plant shopping videos. You never know, I might like do 2 live premieres a day, maybe a 30-minute like afternoon one and then an evening one at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm just very inspired by all of the plant foldies, and for those that actually have social media, whether you have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you post on Reddit posts, please share the YouTube channel Growfold, especially my PlantCon videos. I wanted to thank everybody that really engaged on my PlantCon 2025 Day 1, Part 1, Orlando, Florida. It has gotten more than 10,000 views, and we have gotten more than 200 new Plantfoldy subscribers because of the push for it. I think it has like over 500 likes, so you can see how pressing the thumbs up or like button really does help push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. So thank you so much for that. For my fellow kababayans, maraming salamat po for helping me out with that as well. So please share my videos on any Facebook plant groups or anybody you think would love to just hang out with our community. But as you can see right here, Plantfoldies, Urban Jungle is really stepping up the game in terms of just the planters and the plants. So I picked up a Monstera adansonii earlier, and then that Anthurium Super Balm is really cool. And I'm going to go ahead and spin around here, and then I'm going to show you this. This one is another Monstera deliciosa, juvenile form by Live Trends Designs. I love that planter as well. It's got that like minty green, pastel green. And can we talk about a beautiful juvenile plant for $24.98? Monstera deliciosa, fit the budget. If you're trying to manage your finances, if you're trying to save money, that is not a bad price for a Monstera deliciosa. So kudos to Live Trends Designs, and I'm just going to keep picking up some more of their plants and showing you them. See Plantfoldies. We've got some gorgeous Live Trend plants today. I've been featuring a lot of them on this video because I wanted to highlight Live Trends designs. You can see we got a philodendron moonlight. That is a larger version, and you see how yellow it is. And then we have a bunch of these hanging basket ceramic planters. This one is a classic one. This one is an Epipremnum aureum Pearls and Jade Pothos. This is not an Enjoy Pothos because you can see that it's got more of the speckling of the leaves. Pothos plants, if you don't have them in your plant collection, as I say in all my videos, please add them into your plant collection. Can you tell that I'm very intentional about what type of plants I want to steer you to or influence you to getting? Because I feel like those easy to care for plants, easy care plants, budget friendly plants, those are the plants that we really need to be adding into our plant collection, because when we start to see the growth of them and just seeing how they are thriving, that's going to bring us a lot more joy versus maybe growing plants that are a little bit more finicky, a little bit more expensive. I always am under the notion that you should not add plants into your collection to try to keep them alive. Plants should be living because they are thriving in the environment that you provide them in, and that environment is going to be one that is conducive to the plant. So if you're having to like buy a bunch of like grow lights, humidifiers, get certain types of soils, etc., we have to kind of reevaluate whether it's really worth that time and effort. For some people it is, because if you are a die-hard collector, I would totally get it. But for a lot of these plants that even Live Trends Design shows, these are plants that for the most part are really easy, and you can see right over here, caring for our water root plants. So when you think about a hydroponic growing condition, that is when you are literally growing the plant in straight hydroponics or water. Now, as far as growing plants in straight water, you do need to add some nutrients to the water solution. A quick plant hack, plant find, would be using the Miracle Grow liquid houseplant fertilizer. 1 drop into a half a gallon of water is enough to just give that plant enough nutrients to get through. And then you can see right here, I am showing you my favorite plant, that Aglaonema. But look at how beautiful and how full this Lowe's location is. If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can also attest that a lot of our big box stores are really full. And I'm going to pick up this Aglaonema red Siam. This is one of my, mascots of plants that I will actually promote on the Grow Folds Plant Shopping channel, just because Aglaonema red Siam, if you are a plant foldie, could you buy an Aglaonema red Siam? Can you buy it this weekend? You know, the weekends are great to go shopping, especially going shopping at a big box store. So let's go ahead and purchase an Aglaonema red Siam, $15.98. If you do buy an Aglaonema red Siam, plant foldies watching this video today, this weekend, please leave that in this comment section. Or if you have Instagram, tag me on Instagram at GrowFold. Use the hashtag, you already know, hashtag popularize Aglaonema. We really want to keep trending this. The more people posting about Aglaonemas, perhaps the algorithm that pushes out all that content will push it out to more people that are not expecting to see it. But I am going to go ahead and just keep showing you these beautiful Aglaonema. Let me know in the comment section what you think. This is really cool, plant foldies. You can see this one is for $17.98. This is a combo, a premier planter of many different types of houseplants, at least 3. So we've got an Epiprimnum aureum Mandula pothos, a croton, and a parlor palm. Really like that as well. Now, as far as these plants, the parlor palm and the croton definitely need a lot of bright light. And then if you give the Mandula pothos more bright light, then it's going to give you better coloration variegation. So as far as this combination planter, I do think that it does work. I love the fact that Costa Farms is pushing out more of the Mandula pothos. That is my second favorite pothos. My first favorite pothos would be the neon pothos, then the Mandula pothos. Again, this is only for $17.98 in a self-watering planter by Costa Farms. I really love the look of this plant. This is a nice planter as well. Now, as far as combination planters, I'm not 100% sold on them. I would say if I'm going to do a combination planter, I would do a combination planter of different types of pothos plants, for instance, or different types of Aglaonema versus mixing a bunch of different types of plants. But that's just my my own personal aesthetic. Now this one is a nice looking one right here. Look at that. That's really nice how it's kind of interwoven with the croton plant and then also the Manjula pothos. That is again for $17.98, and I am just loving all of this lush greenness that Costa Farms has, and I'm just going to keep picking up these plants and showing you what they have. And plant foldies, look at this beautiful scene of houseplants. Spring is definitely the best time to go shopping for plants, whether it's indoor tropical plants, gardening plants, bonsai, Japanese maples, all of it. And you will just see a lot of daily plant content. I am planning on creating that Patreon page as well as a YouTube membership where I'm going to be posting a lot more of my personal plants. I think I may just end up doing my houseplant tour as a Patreon page / YouTube membership exclusive video. I'm going to see about that. And then I also wanted to ask plant foldies, what other content would you like to see if you were to become a Patreon page member and a YouTube membership super plant foldy? That's what I'm going to call the tier. So let me know in the comments, and I'm just going to keep showing you these plants. Please jam away to my favorite song that my friend made called the sauce. You're on the beat. That is You're on the Beat by DJ Bang Beat. So let me know what you think about the video. I mean the music as well as the plants. You can see right here, philodendron, Birkin for $15.98. So I'm just going to show you some more of these Costa Farms plants. just gotta love all of the plants that Costa Farms continues to push out. So this is another Dieffenbachia for $15.98, and that is the new self-watering planters that Costa Farms is releasing. I'm curious to see what other plants Costa Farms will release. I am hoping more Aglaonema. That is 150 billion% what I would love to see is Costa Farms releasing a lot more Aglaonema. So if you are not following them on Instagram, follow them on Instagram, leave them some feedback, use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema in their posts. Perhaps we can get some more traction on that. But in terms of the plants that we're looking at, though, the Dieffenbachia, that is one that's really consistent. I will say, if you have any pets, though, I've said this in all my videos, Dieffenbachia are not pet friendly. They're not to be around your pets because they're highly toxic. Now, this is another easy to care for plant, $12.98. You've got the Dracaena Dorado, and I was actually thinking, as I do my voiceovers, as I produce daily 1-hour plant shopping videos, I want the plant foldies in the comment section, not in the live premiere chats, in the comment section, if you get a chance after the video, to post what top 5 plants have I talked about and what were the care tips that I mentioned. Like, for instance, this Croton Batik, for instance, crotons require bright indirect light. If you're able to grow them outdoors, you can. And if you acclimate them or actually transition them to where they can get full sun, they love it. They also like to be watered more consistently, so they don't want to be dry for too long. They prefer warmer climates. They don't do well in cold Flint. Or here is another plant care tip for that Dracaena. Low light tolerant, but water when the soil is completely dry. And then let's give you some more plant care tips here. Let's take a look at some more of these plants. You can see these are a bunch of these exotic angel plants, and I am going to be finding a plant discovery in just a sec. But here's a Hydra Helix. This one is a Hedera Helix English Ivy. This is the mini Adam Ivy. Now, as far as your plant care tips for English Ivy, this one is going to require consistent watering. You don't want to keep your ivy dried for too long. So as soon as the soil dries out completely or is about 80% dry, go ahead and water it, give it more higher humidity levels, and spray it with neem oil. Now, the Snow White Waffle plant, that one's going to need consistent watering as well. Same thing with the Photonia. These nerve plants, this one is for $5.98. They're going to need more watering because they don't like to be dried out completely. Now, if they are really thirsty, you will see the plant actually droop. And then, can you believe that Costa Farms, and I'm trying to get this out without breaking anything, this is another Manjula pothos for $8.98. Now, most places that are not a big box store will sell this for a good $16 or more, so it's double the price. But if you want a pothos plant like the Manjula pothos, you definitely want to go snag the one from Costa Farms. It is probably the most cost-effective pricing. I've seen Manjula pothos even be on sale when Costa Farms is at Home Depot. So you're gonna just have to go walk around and just really compare and contrast a lot of these big box stores to see what is the best price that you can get. For me, Manjula pothos, beautiful plant. It's another must-have. And then as far as Croton Gold Dust, look at this one. I am almost tempted to buy this. I am determined to collect a couple of Croton plants this year. I went overboard on certain plants, for instance, coleus plants, but Crotons, it's a thing for me. And I think there is an emotional connection. There is an emotional connection I have with the plant because it is a plant that is endemic to my home country, which is the Philippines. Those Croton plants actually grow into full-blown trees, and you can see right there, plant fine, plant fine, plant fine. Another gorgeous Manjula pothos right here. In the comment section, plant foldies, let me know if you actually grow the Manjula pothos. What are your favorite pothos? As you can tell, I am really trying to get some more interactions from y'all. So I hope that as I show you these plants, as I talk about the plant care tips, as I recommend ways to save money on plants and just give you the current plant pricing, that you would engage with me in the comment section. For all of the plant foldies that continue to do so, Kathy is probably my number one plant foldie. Kathy is from Canada. If you guys don't know Kathy, she is in the live premiere chats. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for tuning in. She leaves comments all the time, and I love that. And I really want to know what you guys think of this Dieffenbachia right here. I really love that green foliage that it has. This is the Dieffenbachia Camille. There's also a Dieffenbachia Amy that Costa Farms released, but I really love that neon green color. It's a very bright plant, and I might delve into trying to grow Dieffenbachia this year. The good news is I got a lot of my plant collection under control in terms of just getting it organized. So a houseplant tour is underway. It's probably going to end up on Patreon, or you would need to be a YouTube member to YouTube membership subscriber to actually see the full tour. But we'll see. I'm still trying to weigh my options for that. Obviously, I want to make sure that probably 95% of my actual content on YouTube is going to always be free. So don't fear that you would have to pay money to see my plants. I just wanted to put a little bit more consistency on some of the monetary efforts that I do to kind of provide passive income. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I do a lot of my YouTube content creation as well because it is a little bit of a passive income. It helps pay for some of my hobbies and helps me just manage some of my finances. And did you see me pick up that coleus seeds? I'm planning on growing some plants from seed. Coleus are easy to grow as well. And take a look at this. So we are looking at some of the rescue plants, 911 rescue plants. So here is a not a Dieffenbachia. It looks like a Dieffenbachia. It is an Aglaonema Golden Bay. Love the white stems. This one was for $19.84, but it is now 50% off. Plant foldies, let me know if I should rescue this plant because this looks like a pretty good deal. There isn't a lot of like leaf damage. It doesn't look like the plant has really declined in health. Things I would do though to make sure that this plant has a better environment is number one. I always say try not to repot plants when you buy them from the store, but I'm going to definitely repot that Aglaonema if I buy it. I would get rid of the soil because number one, I want to make sure that the soil doesn't have any pests. And then number two, I want to give it a better soil mixture because the soil these Aglaonema are currently in are really soggy. It holds too much moisture. And for Aglaonema, they like to be more so on the drier side. I do mention that Aglaonema are easy to care for plants, but with the more colorful varieties, they're very susceptible to fungus and mold, so they'll end up rotting and getting some bacterial infection. So you want to make sure that you keep your plant dry. You don't really want to water the tops of the leaves. You want to try to keep it as dry as possible. Therefore, there's not moisture for these plants to get any bacterial infections or mold. But let me know if I should rescue this. I'm really tempted to, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and put it in my basket. And then as I kind of sum up this video, you can see that they've got some beautiful bromeliads here, lots of gorgeous plants always. See, we've got some Calathea orchids here. I have not seen Calathea bloom, so that's really cool. I love the color orange as well. As I've seen more plants with orange, I've become more of a fan of that, and I've noticed that orange is a more uncommon color in the plant world. You can see this is another bromeliad combination with Enjoy Pothos right here. No, actually it's Pearls and Jade. Sorry, that's Pearls and Jade because it has a speckling. And as far as all of these Phalaenopsis orchids, Costa Farms is really churning out a lot. And then you can see the Majesty Palms right over here. And I'm just going to give you guys another view of all of these gorgeous plants. You can see that it is super full. So if you've enjoyed this video today, please hit the like button and make sure that you are pressing the thumbs up button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I hope to see that we get to 13,000 viewers, subscribers in the next 2 months. And as always, this is Richie at Grow Folds. Please subscribe with all of the notification bell on. I'll see you with a brand new video tomorrow. Bye. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out in North McKinney, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Our community is really growing at a rapid pace, and that is because you guys are pressing the thumbs up like button for these videos, as well as following me on Instagram at GrowFold. So if you don't already have an Instagram account, create one so you can join the Plant Foldy community. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers Plant Foldies. Welcome. It is a late afternoon, early evening excursion out to Lowe's. I am happy to be doing more big box or plant shopping videos since I did just do a whole lot of PlantCon 2025 Orlando, Florida content. If you haven't already, please check that out. But I am going to be walking through the outdoor section to start this video off today to see what plants we have that are going to be entering the big box stores as spring approaches. Super excited, although today it was raining in North Dallas, which is where I'm based out. I actually did buy a couple of vegetables to put in my raised bed garden in my backyard, which I will be featuring in future content, as well as whenever I actually launch my Patreon page and YouTube membership. That's going to be a different tier. But for now, let's just enjoy the plant shopping that I'm going to be showing y'all today. I'm going to be showing you some of these outdoor plants. But before we get into that, I did want to invite everybody that is a plant foldie to go to the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast show on YouTube. It's with Janae Simone and Steven of I Live Plants. We are premiering a live premiere video every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard US time. So please make sure you are tuning in. We are on season 2. Can you believe we're already on season 2? Binge season 1 if you haven't already. It is a plant podcast that we talk about plant topics.
Y'all see the shirts that we're rocking? I mean, isn't this fly? This is fly. See, this could be in your closet. You know what I'm saying? We are selling these limited edition Cultivation Corner sweatshirts right now.
Season 2?
That's right.
Season 2.
Season 2. Listen, if you want one, you better get up on it because, like I said, they're limited. So
send us a DM in the Cultivation Corner Instagram so we can go ahead and get that custom sizing.
That's right.
You could be like us.
That's right. You don't want FOMO on this one, you guys. You need this is what couture.
Cultivation Couture.
Cultivation Couture.
And there's always something about just entering the outdoor garden section whenever I go to a big box store, especially Lowe's. I know last year I often mixed my content of indoor tropical plants alongside with landscaping and gardening plants. So we're going to just see what plants they've already stocked before spring has officially started. And last year I was really all about coleus plants. And here's the thing about coleus plants. For those that are new to the channel, I had a full obsession of these coleus plants right over here. And this coleus plant right here is only for $1.98. This is a good starter one. I'm actually tempted to purchase it. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I stabilize my plant collection. So as far as coleus plants, they are actually plants that some people would only consider as like an outdoor patio plant. But you can actually grow coleus plants long-term indoors. Now, some people will actually grow coleus plants to the point where their stems become a little bit more woody, and I think it's a really beautiful plant. It's very versatile. It's a fast-growing plant, easy to propagate through plant cuttings. And then as far as another plant that is also a plant that people will consider as more of a patio plant is this purple oxalis plant, or this purple shamrock plant. Beautiful plant. I love the fact that the leaves dance and curl depending on the light. And I remember looking at Sydney Plant Guy's YouTube channel where he had a beautiful oxalis plant. I've had these in the past before, but the problem with oxalis plants, and when you mix that with coleus plants. So these are two plants, for instance, that can grow outdoors and indoors. The thing about oxalis plants is they are ones that are super thirsty as well. So you really need to stay on top of the watering for oxalis plants, but it has a beautiful purple foliage and I really enjoy looking at that. And as I go through a lot of these plants that are outdoors, mainly, for instance, this Hydra Helix. Say it with me again, Hydra Helix. Now, for those that are new to the channel, I actually mispronounced Hedera helix, which is the correct way to say English ivy. This is a plant foldy staple. For some reason, like I said a million times in my other videos, you guys seem to want to keep track of how many times I say Hedera helix or Hydra helix during a video. So here you go. Now we do have an ongoing Hydra Helix challenge where basically you go to a big box store or nursery, find yourself an English ivy, put the date of when you bought the plant and see how long you can keep that English ivy from dying and going to plant heaven, from getting spider mites, and whoever outwits everybody or outlives the Hedera Helix challenge is the winner. Now here is a variegated ajuga plant, and again with the ajuga plants, really love the look of ajuga plants. I know that this is another plant alongside with a coleus plant and oxalis plant that I believe you can actually grow indoors long term. It almost looks like a vegetable. It almost looks like some type of herb, but I really love the lavender and purple tones about it. So I'm just gonna keep picking up these plants and just showing you how gorgeous these ajuga plants are, variegated ajuga. Here is a beautiful hanging basket of Tradescanthia. This one is the Pistachio spiderwort plant. You can see it's in a hanging basket, and this one is actually marketed under Lowe's hanging basket plants. You can see this one is for I think $19.84. Beautiful plant. It looks like a white and just green version of a Tradescanthia nanuk. It's got pretty large foliage as well. Now again, with these types of plants, you can consider these either an outdoor patio plant. It does need bright indirect light. However, you can grow these indoors. The only thing about it is, number one, if you don't give enough bright indirect light, it can get leggy. And number two, it can get leggy in general. So what you want to do is pinch it back to promote more growth, just clumping on the growth, and it should be fine. It's a very easy plant to propagate as well. And I did want to show you marigolds. Now, marigolds remind me of my childhood. I've actually shared this on the Cultivation Corner Plant podcast, but one of my first encounters with just growing plants from seed happened to be when I bought a Happy Meal from McDonald's, and it had a greenhouse with marigold seeds. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And now we're going to be going into the indoor section. This is the main event that everybody's been looking at, and we're going to take a look at some of these plants. And what I love about going into this particular Lowe's is look at the organization of the plants. And even if they may not have a full-blown restock, just the fact that they have all of their plants organized neat in rows, it just makes you inspired to actually pick up plants and do some plant shopping. I think springtime is really the peak time for indoor tropical plants, obviously for outdoor gardening as well. And I just feel like the new year is moving so quickly that I can't believe that we're already in March, and the next thing you know, it's April, and then a couple months later we're in the heat of summer, and then fall and winter. I mean, just time goes by so fast, and it's just really interesting plant foldies that you guys have been with me, at least my original subscribers, for about a year and a half. I've been doing YouTube plant content, plant shopping videos for about a year and a half, and I will tell you, this journey has been super exciting, super fun, and the fact that I've learned a lot from the community, but also just celebrating the fact that every day I go to a big box store or I make some type of content and we all join the live premiere chats, and then we all have a conversation in the comment section. I can't tell you how exciting it's been, how I've been able to utilize my plant shopping videos as almost like a personal lifestyle blog. I know that I'm picking up, say, this golden pothos here, but I also like to talk to you all directly. I've been able to make some genuine friendships, even though some of you guys I have not met in person, but just the fact that this community has been super positive. You guys come out to defend me when somebody comes into the comment section in a negative way. I just think it's kind of hilarious, actually. We don't have to get too crazy in the comment section, but I do appreciate that you guys are very much protective of myself and the plant foldy community, and that's just a beautiful thing to see. I always tell people kindness is free. Kindness is what we need to be doing. Kindness is what is needed in the plant community. And you know, plants in general, like looking at even these Costa Farms plants, in order for us to really enjoy these plants, there has to be a sense of purpose, right? We need to have these plants. We don't want to just be buying plants just to hoard plants. I think when you do that, when you just overconsumed by buying so many plants, you don't have the mindfulness or the being present with the plants to actually enjoy it. You spend more time doing what you call plant chores rather than plant routines and maybe even plant tasks. I know I'm kind of going on a tangent with some of my commentary today, but I was actually watching a lot of these plant shopping videos on YouTube, other plant content creators, and just the themes that I am seeing, at least for 2025, is more people are gearing toward more of a curated plant collection, whereas everybody wants to pick up maybe this Epipremnum aureum lemon meringue pothos again for $19.84. Very easy to grow plant, but a lot of people, or at least what I would suggest, what I am doing with my personal plant collection is actually curating it and being very intentional with the plants we buy. Like, for instance, you already know that I am probably the biggest Aglaonema fan, at least in the United States, or at least somebody that is creating social media and content creation where I'm really trying to hashtag popularize Aglaonema. I've noticed that if I am a little bit more curated in some of the plants that I'm intentionally collecting and also looking at the plant styling, it's just a little bit more rewarding. And the good thing about curating your plants is now that plants are more readily available and priced accordingly, you can have the choice of buying plants. Like, if you can go to Lowe's, you can go and buy all of the beautiful Costa Farms plants that Costa Farms offers, because they're not going to go away. You just have more selections and you actually have better pricing as compared to like last year. So that's just a couple of my insights for today's plant shopping video. I definitely will be talking about the plants, like right here, self-watering planters. That is another thing that is very much in trend. And I don't know if this is really becoming a trend, but mixing a bunch of different types of plants in a same planter. So this is something that Costa Farms is, I believe, trying and maybe experimenting. So we've got a Philodendron heteroraceum Brazil, a parlor palm, and a purple waffle plant. This one is for $17.98, and I believe this is a Lowe's exclusive release. So let me know in the comment section if that is correct. But what is exciting about Costa Farms is the fact that they have new self-watering planters. So now you can see that this one right here has some interesting texture, and you already know plant foldies, you know I am going to be pushing Aglaonema to the point where Aglaonema needs to be your bread and butter. You need to have Aglaonema in your life, just like how you need to breathe air and how you need to just drink water. Every person that collects plants, please consider buying yourself an Aglaonema Red Siam, or even looking at all of the Greg Humbali or Thai hybrids of Aglaonemas. They are more colorful. And like I said again, you know, thanks to Costa Farms for actually having a little bit more selection with Aglaonema, but at least in the United States, it is not a plant that is readily collected. And actually, maybe even throughout the world, there's just very few people really talking about Aglaonema Aglaonema. Like I said, talking to a lot of the plant vendors at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, many of the vendors are actually fans of Aglaonema. However, a lot of them don't have as big of a selection because, quite frankly, they mentioned how it just doesn't sell. And whenever you're trying to, sell plants because that is your livelihood or your business, I could totally understand how sometimes nurseries, plant vendors, plant shops may not, put a plant in stock because it's not something that sells. Like for instance, right here, we do have like a xanthosoma. I have seen a lot of people going after a xanthosoma. This is a beautiful plant as well. It kind of reminds me of like a caladiums, almost like a caladium slash alocasia. I don't know if you get those vibes, but that's a plant that may sell more so. And the same thing with Epipremnum aureum. So this one is mislabeled, or at least I don't think they want to call this the golden pothos. $15.98. This is actually the Epipremnum alplicimum, or what they call the silver streak pothos. Beautiful plant. There's also a variegated form, and then obviously I'm going to go ahead and pick up another Aglaonema red Siam. And the thing about Aglaonema is their care is very easy. Bright indirect light, but they can tolerate lower light conditions. So all of us probably don't have the best lighting conditions indoors. This is the perfect plant to put in your plant collection. And if you're like me, where somebody that doesn't have all the time in the world to go around and water every single plant, Aglaonemas are plants that are a little bit more drought tolerant. So you really want to just water it when the soil is completely dry. Same thing with the Epipremnum alplicimum silver streak pothos here. Similar care tips. I do believe this is another plant that is a little bit more low light tolerant. Obviously, with any plant, when you mention low light tolerant, it means it can survive and tolerate the condition. It doesn't mean that it's going to grow or be vigorous in its growth, nor will it really thrive long term. It just means it's going to survive. So at the end of the day, you always want to give your plants the best bright indirect light. That's kind of like the happy medium. When you think about like the solar system, for instance, how you have Mercury and Venus right close to the sun where it's too hot to live, and then you have that one habitable environment where it's Earth, where it's like a perfect distance from the sun. It's the same thing with bright indirect light. That is the happy medium for pretty much any plant that you can run into, even plants that need lots of bright light or even full sun. So just a little bit tidbits of that. And then as far as this particular Lowe's, I will say that it's really stocked well. And even speaking to some of the employees in the next couple of days, every day they're just going to be getting more plants, which means we may see more Costa Farms releases, more live trends plants, more urban jungle plants, because you can see right here, gorgeous spathiphyllum or peace lily in a new pink container, planter by Costa Farms. So for the new plants, I'm not necessarily seeing a bunch of new plant releases, except the Monstera Burley Marks Flame that pretty much like shut down Costa Farms website. At least Costa Farms is releasing a bunch of these new planters. And as far as bromeliads too, they've got a lot of bromeliads that are getting pushed out to the big box stores. So for now, plant foldies, I'm just going to pick up these plants, show you the details, show you the plant pricing. Let me know what you think in the comments section. over here, we're going to be looking at some Costa Farms bonsai plants right over here. So this is interesting. Somebody wrote "Not Thirsty" on the name placard. This one is for $18.98. This one is a Chinese Fujian tea tree. I prefer the Ulmus pulva or the Chinese elm, but you can see these are the $12.98 ones. I would consider a lot of the Costa Farms bonsai as more like pre-bonsai, and here's the difference with pre-bonsai and bonsai. Number one, bonsai are plants that have already been trimmed up and actually shaped or wired. A lot of these plants, while it does have an initial like shape in the trunk, I would still say the ramification of the leaves and even the wiring and the branch placement isn't necessarily warranted as a full-blown bonsai, or at least bonsai in training. I feel like it's still pre-bonsai. What I would do is actually buy some of these bonsai and repot it in a more shallow pot, put it in a more suitable substrate in terms of just bonsai, because here's the thing, bonsai soil, it needs to be very much fast draining, almost like lechuza pond or some type of gritty I guess substrate, because you don't want to root rot the plants. You know, bonsai in general, it is a very old Japanese art of actually growing a plant in a shallow container to mimic a miniature tree. It takes decades to really get a nice looking bonsai, and that's something that I will be touching base on as I do more plant shopping videos and really sharing that with the Plant Foldy community. And you saw that there were several of those beautiful dracaenas, and now we're going to be looking at some of these trending tropicals by Costa Farms. So these have been growing at this particular location for a while. This one is a Scindapsus trubai Moonlight for $19.84 in a self-watering planter by Costa Farms. I love that silver foliage, and this plant, yep, $19.98 again by Costa Farms. This particular plant right here, the more bright and direct light you give it, the more pronounced the silver foliage will look. This is a slower growing plant when you start comparing it to a pothos plant, but needless to say, it's still a very consistent plant. It's an easy to care for plant. It was one that was super rare about 5 years ago, but then Costa Farms was able to get it out to the general market as a trending tropical. I remember finding this plant actually about 2 years ago and was really excited. I ended up buying 2 trending tropical plants. Since then, I ended up sending it to Plant Heaven just because I ended up overwatering it, and that's the thing about Scindapsus trubai Moonlight. Just make sure that you water the soil when it's completely dry. Otherwise, you will give it root rot. And then another plant that it has been growing here for quite a while is an Epipremnum pinnatum Baltic Blue. Here's the thing about Baltic Blue. Baltic Blue actually grows fenestrations without having to climb up a pole or some type of support. Most Epipremnum pinnatum varieties need some type of support for the leaves to start to split and fenestrate. This particular one actually doesn't need that, which makes it a little bit more unique. Again, for $19.98, this is another Costa Farms trending tropical plant, and I love that it has like a light blue shimmer to it whenever it is placed against the light, hence the name Baltic Blue. It is a fast growing plant. Most Epipremnum pinnatum are very much fast growing just because they pretty much grow like weeds. They are endemic and native to Southeast Asian countries, specifically the Philippines. Hence the reason why we call a particular Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue. It actually comes from Cebu, which is one of the main islands in the Philippines. But as you can see right here, really love the look of the Baltic Blue. That is an Epipremnum pinnatum I would love to add to my collection. I ended up getting an Epipremnum pinnatum skeleton keys not too long ago from Lowe's, and that was another great plant discovery. And so we're just gonna walk around, and I'm just gonna keep picking up some plants to show you what they have at this particular Lowe's. I mean, you can see right here they've got some more Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue pothos. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you've actually had grown some Cebu blue pothos or this particular Baltic blue. Like I said, again, it is only for $19.98. Super excited about spring 2025 to see what plants that they have available. And I'm noticing that this particular Lowe's actually has quite a bit of plants. I wouldn't say they have a bunch of new releases for Costa Farms, but what I can tell you is it is super full and it's very much so merchandised well. And I think that that makes people want to buy more plants when it's organized, neat, when it's shoppable. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments section, and I'd also like to know what plants you're looking for in terms of 2025 spring new house plants at a big box store. Leave that in the comments section, because I would love, and you already know this is not a surprise at all, I would love to see some more Aglaonema varieties reaching the market, perhaps some new philodendron varieties, more pothos plants if they do release any new pothos plants. I know that there are quite a bit of Turuno World series or Japanese pothos that are still circulating the market that are super rare, but let me know in the comments section, and I'm just going to keep picking up some plants. The majority of these plants are going to be self-watering planters by Costa Farm. And you can see right over here, plant foldies, we've got some gorgeous Aglaonema red siams. I remember buying one in a 6-inch self-watering planter for $15.98 because it was actually a pretty large Aglaonema red siam. What I'm noticing is this particular Lowe's has really good care in terms of the plant. So a lot of these plants don't end up getting clearanced out or going to plant heaven. Now this one has just a little bit of some dead leaves, but you can just clean this plant up. But these plants have stayed at this Lowe's location for at least a month and a half, 2 months, which is really good considering most plants that I've seen at some of these big box stores that I frequent will end up either getting clearanced out, getting sold, or making it to plant heaven. So it's really nice that this is a Lowe's location that really does take care of their plants. You can just notice that these ones have been growing here for quite some time. And when I was actually filming this plant shopping video, like this one, I would be tempted to buy, for instance. I noticed that the worker that was actually in this area was watering plants, was cleaning plants up, was organizing plants. I had to compliment her for her hard work because it makes it easy for me to provide you guys some good plant content, especially when it is a nice and organized Lowe's location like this. I did want to spin around and show you some of the dahlias and the bulbs that are ready to plant into the ground for this year. So if you like outdoor gardening, stay tuned for that because I'm going to be doing a lot of outdoor gardening content as well. Not sure if I'm going to really put a lot of it on YouTube, but I will put more exclusive content on my Patreon page. So like I said, again, plant foldies, I'm still trying to figure out the logistics behind the Patreon page, what the tier is going to look like, what the cost is. I will tell you, it's going to be super cost effective. It's not going to cost, it may not even cost more than like maybe $4 a month, if that. That is just a monthly payment on Patreon to see some of that exclusive content, hoping that the plant foldies will support my future endeavor. Now obviously this is going to be the main focus, and that's going to always be the free content that I provide on YouTube. I just love the fact that we do have a live premiere chat that we can interact with, but Patreon's is going to have a little bit more exclusive content. I can can promise you most of my houseplant will be posted on my Patreon page. I do feel like that's going to be a little bit more exclusive. So just stay tuned for that. I'm going to be just talking about it throughout a lot of my future plant shopping videos throughout the week until I figure out, number one, how to make a Patreon page, and number two, exactly what I want to place there. I'd like to know in the comment section what things you'd like to see if I do create a Patreon page or even a YouTube membership. Would you like more frequent videos, more exclusive videos? I'd love to know your feedback in the comment section. That'll give me just a little bit more of a pulse of what that interest is going to look like for more of that behind the scenes content. But as you can see right here, this Lowe's location has quite a bit of plants. You can see that this is the type of planter I like. I mentioned this in all of my videos, but I really like that more modern, very simple planter versus having a lot of textures or patterns. It's just my personal preference. And then you can see right over here, lots of kokedama, and these are beautiful Phalaenopsis orchids. I still was able to grow some of my Phalaenopsis orchids that I got on clearance for only $2.80 when I went to Kroger. And that's the thing about going plant shopping, Plant Foldies. It is all about comparing and contrasting prices, making sure you know the current prices for what plants should be selling for in the current market we're in. And that's the reason why, especially if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I would hope that you would actually subscribe to my YouTube channel with all the notification bell on. And when I say all the notification bell on, so whenever you subscribe to YouTube, it will actually default to personalized notifications. So here's the thing. I love the fact that people subscribe to the channel, but what happens is if you don't frequently click on my videos or watch my videos, eventually the algorithm, while you are still subscribed to my YouTube channel, may not recommend my newest posts. So that's the reason why it's really important to have the all notification bell on. That way it'll push it up to your feed, and it will also notify you instantly when there is a new video. But to go back to the plants, you can see right here, this is one of the more beautiful plants. I like this arrangement. Is a Phalaenopsis orchid with a Mandula pothos, and you already know I'm so excited about the Mandula pothos that I got from Costa Farms. Again, shout out to the Costa Farms community that I met out at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando. They were super kind and really appreciate that they validated a lot of my my efforts to really showcase their plants. It's really nice that they watch my content, and I was able to provide a little bit of feedback. Now, over here, Plant Foldies, we are looking at the Rescue Me 911, also known as clearance plants. This one is a Philodendron Calkins Gold. That is 50% off. So originally it was $19.98. So take 50% off of that, and you will see there are 3 philodendron here. I'm actually debating on whether I should go and rescue this plant. Like I said, again, a lot of my my funds are quite low. It is tax season, so I still have to get that taken care of. But I've been really good about not spending money on my plants. I've been really just taking more time taking care of my plants. I recently finished potting up all of my plant haul from PlantCon. Let's just say that I used soil substrate instead of putting them in semi-hydroponic substrate, LECA. So really excited to show you my plant haul from PlantCon 2025. I used the soil from Classy Rabbit. If you haven't heard me talk about it, Classy Rabbit is a 100% organic soil chunky mix that I was able to get from PlantCon 2025. It is a local business out in McKinney, Texas. I really want to keep uplifting and putting more awareness on local businesses in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so Classy Rabbit is one soil that I was able to utilize. And when I say that it is super fast draining, it is super fast draining, and you will see my repot process when I use that soil. Really a huge fan of it. I love the fact that it's got organic material. And what I also like is the fact that it is locally sourced business out in McKinney, Texas. So definitely take a look at their website, classyrabbit.com. I would highly recommend shopping it, trying a bag of soil. I believe, and don't quote me on this, it is free shipping right now. So get yourself a quart of their soil and let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will be doing more content featuring Classy Rabbit, so definitely take a look at that. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, I am just picking up a lot of these 50% off clearance plants. So that's another thing. Whenever you go to Lowe's, you can go to the clearance section. What I would say about going to the clearance section, though, is you have to be mindful of the fact that it is going to take a little bit more time to rejuvenate and get the plant back to perfect health, or at least a pretty good health. Now over here, I'm going to pick up a couple of planters that I find aesthetically pleasing for my collection. Really love the terracotta look and also the simplistic colors, the matte finishes you can see right here for $10.98. This one is a 5.5 inch planter with no drainage holes. So that means I can actually use this as a catch pot for my semi-hydroponic pot up. So we'll see what that looks like. And plant foldies, should I really buy this ginkgo planter for $20.98? I really want to buy it, and I can see where I could plant a really rare Aglaonema, a variegated one that I got from PlantCon 2025. That was one that I didn't repot. I'm going to keep it in its catch pot for a while, and you can see this is a Hydra Helix. This one is the Hedera Helix Spear Point Ivy. This one is for $20.84 in an 8-inch hanging basket by Costa Farms. You can see how it's a very interesting textured, very narrow leaf English ivy. And that's what's interesting about English ivy, is you could have an English ivy collection. After asking a couple of the plant foldies what English ivy they have for the Hydra Helix, some people said Bettina, some people said Mini Adam Ivy, and those are all Costa Farms Hedera Helix. And so shout out to Costa Farms again for having so many varieties of English ivy. And actually, I'm curious, so if anybody from Costa Farms ends up watching my plant shopping video, please leave in the comment section how many English ivy varieties you have. That would be awesome. I'm just really curious. Now over here we have the 6-inch planters by Costa Farms. This one is at Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, not Brazil, I'm just saying Philodendron Hederaceum, just the green form, and one of the easiest plants to care for. It is definitely a classic choice, $16.84. If you don't have one of these plants, highly recommend getting one just because it's an easy to care for plant. It's a pretty fast growing plant when you compare it to other plants. It's not as fast growing as a pothos plant, but needless to say, beautiful, easy to care for plant that you should add to your plant collection. And so I'm just going to walk around and keep showing you the plants that they have available at this Lowe's. So now we're delving into the urban jungle territory. These are urban jungle plants. You can see these ones are for $13.98. I really love the planter. I love the use of the terracotta underneath it to create those lines. This one is an Alocasia black velvet. And, you know, with velvety textured plants, here's what I will tell you. You have to maintain a sense of pest preventative because they're a little bit more susceptible to spider mites. Now, I mean, Alocasia in general are a little bit more susceptible to spider mites. Like you can see right here, this is an Alocasia silver dragon for $13.98. I love Alocasia. I just know that Alocasia are a little bit more challenging of a plant for me to grow in my current environment. So, for me, I think the easiest way to grow Alocasia would be semi-hydroponics, so that I would grow them in lechuza pond. That would be my choice. Growing them in leca, they don't always make the best transfer. Like there is a transition period where they really do decline in health. So I would recommend putting Alocasia in lechuza pond. There's less of a shock for them. And then as you can see right over here, we have some more urban jungle plants. This one right here is an alpine plant. I think that that's what you call it. Beautiful structure. I really love the texture of the look of this one. This one is for $19.98. And it's funny how urban jungle has this particular plant. And then there is also a live transplant that's the same plant that they offer. It's just the difference is the planter. So whether you love a little bit more texture on your plants or more of a modern contemporary vibe, you can look at either urban jungle plants or live trends plants. You can see right here, Live Trends has another propagation of some sort for $14.98. So if you just want to grow your plant in straight hydroponics or water, they have these options as well. I think that Live Trends is really the only major nursery that is actually pushing out more of hydroponics, aside from proven winners, Leaf Joy series. So those are the two that you will see hydroponics. And I'm just going to pan away over here and keep showing you some more plants. Plant foliage, you can see that there are so many varieties of urban jungle plants ranging from peperomia to ZZ plants to sansevieria like this. $13.98. I do like that this is just a dark green sansevieria, or you call snake plant sansevierias. That's another species of plants or genus of plants that I am actually collecting. Since I did a collaboration with Succulents Asia, where they sent me 6 very rare sansevieria variegated plants, I have started to really get into them. And the reason being, it's really the easy care that they provide, and also just taking the time to admire their structure. It's definitely different from some of the other plants that we're going to be running into. And as I pan away over here, you'll notice that this particular Lowe's really does have quite a bit of plants. Kudos to the person or the people that take care of a lot of these plants. I mean, you can see right here, $15.98. That is a sansevieria that I really want to get. This one is a beautiful plant that is really nice. I love the fact that this is the Sansevieria Golden Flame. Beautiful plant, one that I want to get, one that is definitely in my bucket list to add to my plant collection. I'm just gonna see if I find one as golden as this one. I am just trying to watch my finances again, which brings me to a point. If you do want to send a monetary tip to a content creator on YouTube, there is a process or a thing that you can do called a super sticker. Definitely would appreciate anybody that would like to drop a super sticker. Just look at the bottom portion of your screen with the $sign on it. And as I pan around here, I mentioned earlier how Urban Jungles has this particular plant for sale, but you can see this is the Live Trends planter. This one has a pink one, so this one is one that I would gravitate to. And you can see that this one only has 3 I guess canes for this plant, but it structurally looks really nice. Really love the look of it. I love the silver foliage and then the purple undertones. The only thing about this plant is I can't really grow it because it requires a little bit more water than the average plant that I have in my plant collection. So I'm going to put it up here and I'm going to ask the plant foldies, which one would you pick? The one on the left, Live Trends, or the one on the right, Urban Jungle? Please put a comment in the and a timestamp. Just curious to see which plant you would pick. Would you pick the Urban Jungle one? Now they're both the same price. It's just that one has a lot more plants. This one right here, the Urban Jungle one, or the other one, which has just 3 plants, but has more of a modern pink vibe about it. They are the same price. So in the comment section, if you made it this far into the video, number 1, please make sure you leave a comment. I'm just curious to see what your thoughts are. You already know I love that engagement. I love when people put in these comments because I pretty much respond to every single one. And it's another way to continue the dialogue outside of the live premiere chats. Now, I know that some people may not jump into the live premiere chats or may not make it at a 7 p.m. premiere. So that's another way to continue the conversation. And then you can see right over here, I'm going to keep picking up plants. This one right here is for $20.98. This is the Pink Wave Fittonia by Costa Farms. And the thing about Fittonias that I love is they do have beautiful colors. They've got the reds, they've got the pinks, they've got the whites. But just like the other plants, like the previous plant I featured, this one does require a little bit more consistent watering. And just knowing my habits, knowing my daily lifestyle and how busy I am, I need plants that are a little bit more low maintenance. And, you know, the way I define a low maintenance plant is a plant that can tolerate lower light conditions and a plant that is a little bit more drought tolerant. If they have those 2 characteristics initially, they will definitely enter my plant collection. Now, philodendron, surprisingly, even this philodendron white knight, and the way you could tell a white knight, a white princess, and a white wizard is a white wizard, when you look at the stems, it's green. You can notice that this one has burgundy, but white on the petioles. Now, if you want the white princess, it has the burgundy, white, and pink on the petioles. So that's to simplify what the different I guess royal philodendron are there. I really like the look of that, and just the fact that they do have a bunch of philodendron white knights. Really easy to care for philodendron. I have one that's growing super tall. This one is going to definitely need a pole, some type of moss pole, a totem pole, a plank for it to really attach itself and grow up, so that way it'll get larger leaves. And then I'm going to spin around here and keep picking up some plants from Costa Farms. You can see that Costa Farms has this Baltic blue Epipremnum pinnatum for $19.98. believe that this Dracaena white aspen for $12.97 is still here. I regret not buying this plant, and the reason being, this plant has been here for a good 2.5 months and it has done very well considering it's at a big box store, and that's such a gorgeous plant. I think the third time I come around here, I may end up just buying it because it's a beautiful plant. Maybe they might have it on clearance, but like I said again, all of these Dracaenas are underrated and overlooked plants. Really hope that people get into Dracaenas as well. I know that a lot of people will consider them as office plants, but seriously, add yourself a Dracaena in your plant collection. They are easy, they are low maintenance, and that's what we really need in our plant collections, is easy, low maintenance plants. And that's what I would say even with this philodendron right over here, $15.98. Now, I don't know if this was supposed to be a philodendron Birkin, but doesn't have it, but that's an interesting green philodendron. And you can see this location again is super full, and you can see that they've got large foliage plants. We've got Ficus lyrata, and then we have a bunch of these hanging baskets right over here. We've got Tradescantia and a bunch of these Costa Farms plants. This one is the bunny belly Tradescantia, really cute looking one. The only thing I am a little bit weary about growing Tradescantia is that they can just get a little bit too leggy for me, so I kind of steer away from that. I just don't have the time or patience to really cut them back and keep them, I guess, bushy. And then over here is another exotic angel plant. This one is a snow white waffle plant. I've had this twice in my plant collection. I love it. It's for $8.98, but the problem is it's another plant that just requires quite a bit of water, and just the watering consistency for me is not where I need to be in order to grow these plants. And that's part of the plant growing lesson, is we have to realize that as much as we want to grow all of these different types of plants, some of them are not going to fit our current environment or lifestyle. And so my suggestion is to really try to curate your plant collection, not to try to buy so many plants, but to have some plants in your collection where you can really pour your heart into giving them the care. Now, if you're able to sustain over 100 plants and still have that that balance between your personal life, your work life, and your everyday life, then you know the gold star goes to you. I am still trying to figure that out. Also trying to figure out the fact that I am doing YouTube and content creation, which I really enjoy. I do think that me doing daily plant shopping videos is what I really need to be doing to help with my wellness. It gives me a productive process. It creates a positive space for a lot of our plant foldies, and it's just amazing to be able to just see how much growth we've actually had in the last week. I think, you know, PlantCon 2025 videos really help with that. I mean, I ended up getting over 200 subscribers in the last week, and that's really because, number one, our plant foldy community came out and watched all of the videos in its entirety, and number two, the amount of y'all that hit the thumbs up or like button, that comment in the comment section, that encourage people to comment and hit the like button, and then those that actually share my video links on their social media, whether it's on plant Facebook groups. Gotta appreciate that. I also gotta appreciate this Hydra Helix. This is the California fan ivy. Now, if I were to add a Hedera Helix into my plant collection to actually do the Hydra Helix Challenge 2025, I would either buy the California fan ivy or the gold baby coin ivy. Those are the two that I really like because I love the structure of the leaves. They almost remind me of a trident maple leaf, and that's another thing that I want to feature is my Japanese maple collection and my maple collection in my outdoor garden. So lots of ideas. Spring is really going to give me a lot of content in the fact that I'm able to see brand new plants and be able to do some outdoor gardening as well. Live Trends, gotta love Live Trends planters. I love this this dark pink and then this pastel pink here with a Syngonium pink robusta right over here. This one is only for $14.98, so it's a little bit more. It's $1 more than the Urban Jungle, but it's self-watering and it's very much modern and trendy. I love this combination right here. This is a beautiful pink Syngonium with a pink planter. I love pink. Let me know in the comment section if you love pink, but this is amazing as well. now I am delving into the Costa Farms Exotic Angel line. This one is another Hydra Helix. This one is a little Herman ivy, and you'll notice that this English ivy right over here has really small leaves, very much a small cultivar. Beautiful plant. It looks like it's established. I just wish English ivy weren't so spider mite prone. I think it would be another plant that everybody would grow, but I think a lot of people trial and error learn that it's not an easy plant to grow indoors. Outdoors, they grow literally like weeds. They're super invasive if you put them in your landscape. I wouldn't recommend putting them in a landscape situation, but English ivy, that is really the story of the English ivy. But I'm going to go around and show you how organized this particular Lowe's is when it comes to their exotic angel Costa Farms plants. The majority of these, if they're in a 3.5-inch planter, they're going to be for $5.98. I mean, you can see right here another trailing little Herman ivy. This is another beautiful Hydra Helix. Beautiful plant again. I'm almost tempted to buy this one for the Hydra Helix challenge, but I really am debating on the California English ivy or the the gold baby coin English ivy. Let me know in the comments section, plant foldies, which exotic angels you've added to your collection, which one you would pick if you were to buy one from this location. What I will highlight again at this location is they organize all of the trays to where they're very similar plants, so it's not all mixed up like they originally come at. They are actually super organized, and like I said again, kudos to Costa Farms for having all of these available. And this is the one that I might add to my collection. This is the gold baby coin English ivy. It's got that beautiful green on green variegation. I also like the structure of it. This one is for $5.98. Let me know in the comments if you would buy this one for the Hydra Helix challenge or the Hydra Helix challenge or the California fan ivy. I'd like to know, and that's the thing I'm going to be doing in a lot of my plant shopping videos moving forward, is doing online polls, but throughout the video. And then you can see here's another Hydra Helix. This one is the Florida ivy, and I'm just glad to see that these are available. I first saw these, I think, about a month or two ago. I've never seen them, and it just has a really interesting narrow leaf shape. So nice one for $5.98. I'm going to go ahead and just keep showing you all of these exotic angels. And as you can see, Plant Foldies, just a bunch of beautiful plants from Costa Farms. We also have some live trends plants, but today I really wanted to feature a lot of the Costa Farms plants that are at this particular Lowe's. You can't go big box or plant shopping and not find Costa Farms plants. I mean, you can see right here, they've got two different types of Dieffenbachia, $15.98 in these self-watering planters. Love it. Dieffenbachia, please give them a lot of bright indirect light. Please give them higher humidity levels. Please make sure you are watering them consistently, and you should be able to keep them alive. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to keep them thriving because this is a challenging plant to grow. I would suggest getting its opposite counterpart, which is the Aglaonema. They look structurally the same in terms of the leaf shape. Maybe Dieffenbachia are a little bit more robust and round, but Aglaonema, that's what I would recommend. And I would also recommend getting this Dracaena right here. This is the Lemon Surprise Dracaena for only $15.98. Beautiful neon foliage. Love the striping. It's another easy to care for plant, and that is what we are all about on the Grow Fold Plant Foldy community, is really going for these easy care for plants. And then this one right here, I keep forgetting the Aglaonema plant ID, $15.98, and I love the look of this particular Aglaonema. The reason being is, look at the metallic shine on the leaves. They almost look like aluminum. And then the white stems on the leaves, and then also that faint golden yellow pattern, that little vein right there. And you can see this one looks pretty hardy, and they have at least 2, maybe 3 plants per pot, $15.98. If you guys are following Costa Farms on their Instagram, please make sure you are following them. Please make sure you send them feedback about how, as a Plant Foldy community, we want to hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Let's see more Aglaonemas be released by Costa Farms. I'm hoping that they may listen to some of my feedback, because if they look at all of the colorful varieties that are coming out from Thailand and Indonesia, specifically the Greg Hambali hybrids, if you haven't seen those Aglaonema, please do an online search. You will see that they have gorgeous varieties called Aglaonema Minion, for instance, Aglaonema Lotus Delight, Aglaonema Antique, which is the most expensive Aglaonema in the entire world. It is about $4,000 for a 6-inch planter of that particular Aglaonema, but it is absolutely stunning. Or even looking at like Aglaonema Crown of Siam. But as you can see right here, Plant Foldies, I am just walking around and just showing you all of the plants. It's always fun to go to Lowe's. I will be going to several Lowe's locations. I will try to go to a couple of Walmarts to see if Walmart will get restocked for some of these plants. Who knows? Hopefully we will find some more of these restocks. But as you can see right here, I am very much so inspired to go big box store plant shopping. I still have some more PlantCon 2025 Orlando videos, but I did miss the heart of this channel, which is the plant shopping videos. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed seeing this video today. It's funny how you guys thought that I ended the video earlier the previous night, but as you can see, I will be picking up a couple more plants here, so just stay tuned till the very end of the video. I just want to make sure that I get all of the plants that are available to buy at this location. You can see again, we have a philodendron white knight right here, $19.98 by Costa Farms. Trending tropical plants. We've got some large leaf, wide form Monstera adansonii, beautiful structure as well. That's another plant that you definitely need to have climbing up a pole, a moss pole, some type of structure, because its initial or actual natural way of growing is on a pole. Same thing with a philodendron tortum. This is one of the more unique philodendrons. You would think that this is more so a palm, but it is a philodendron. And then I am so thankful that one of my friends, Sean, who is also a Plant Foldy, got me one of these on sale for only $8 at Walmart. This one is a Monstera Peru. And when you talk about how you save money on plants, it's also just receiving plants as gifts from people. I do want to thank a lot of the Plant Foldies that have reached out to me that want to send me plants and cuttings. Really appreciate it, especially to Dee. I know that I will be getting a plant from you very soon. And to the plant vendors that were at PlantCon 2025, I want to shout out Blue Moon Tropicals for wanting to send me a croton. I think plant, as well as Amelia's Garden. They're going to be sending me a present as well. So thank you so much for that. I don't have a P.O. box set up yet. I might think about doing a P.O. box if you guys want to send me some stuff. Obviously, that is not a requirement. I just don't know if I want to put out my personal address out there for everybody, but I do appreciate those that have offered to send me some plants. That is another way to save money on plants, is to really acquire them through friends. And that's the reason why, as a Plantfold community, especially for the Canadian Plantfoldies, Kathy, I did want to just recognize Kathy. You are always on the live premiere chats. You are the most chattiest one of all my Plantfoldies, and as well as Tree. Thank y'all for doing that. And for all of the regulars that get on the live premiere chats, you already know who you are. I will definitely feature you in another video, just because of the loyalty, the engagement, the positivity you all give me. And as I continue to walk around and show you these last few plants, I did want to highlight again Aglaonema. If you are a Plantfoldie, let's get yourself an Aglaonema. Leave in the comments section what we will just see. But let's see what we got going on right over here. This is that Aglaonema that I don't have the plant ID on. Somebody, if you can find the plant ID, let me know what that looks like right over here. This is a really pretty silver plant as well. We'll see what that all looks like. And then we also have this Dracaena right over here. Let me know in the comments section again if you have bought this particular Aglaonema. If you haven't, highly recommend it. Highly recommend going big box or plant shopping, because spring is around. If you like this video, again, please hit the like button for this video. Would really appreciate that. Definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Hoping to get to 13,000 subscribers in about 2 months. And as always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at Growfold if you haven't already. I'll see you with a brand new video tomorrow. Bye.